Well, hello crafty friends. This is Candice with Crafting Elegance, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you my card making process for 4 mini slimline cards using the new Doodlebug collection called Fun at the Park. This collection is Disney themed with many of the elements from the paper pad, coordinating ephemera, and stickers representing the Disney parks. This collection is perfect for scrapbooking a Disney vacation, but also great for greeting cards, as I will showcase here in this video. For my cards today, I am using the 6x6 paper pad, several Doodle Pop stickers, along with a few stamps and dies from my stash. I have many of these items in my stash for several years, so if any of the items are still available for purchase, I will link to them below in the description bar. Mini Slimline cards are just smaller versions of traditional slimline cards. My cards today measure 6 1/4 inches wide by 7 inches tall and are scored and folded at the center at 3 1/2 inches. Just like regular A2 size cards, slimline cards make great greeting cards for all occasions and use a traditional business size envelope for mailing. For my first card, I am using the Popcorn Shaker Doodle Pop from the collection, along with the Soda Pop stamp set from My Favorite Things. The sentiment "just popping by to say" from the stamp set goes perfect with this card. I am using my Misty tool and some VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp my sentiment. I have masked off portions of the stamp with some purple tape so that I can only stamp the first part of the sentiment onto the white cardstock. I then mask off the other portion of the sentiment and stamp the remaining half of the greeting just below the first stamp layer. The Misty tool is perfect for providing perfect alignment and repeat stamping so that you get that crisp stamp image every single time. I will next bring in a scallop rectangle layer to map my sentiment. I am using my favorite stitch scallop rectangle die from Gina Marie Designs to cut this piece. With a bit of liquid adhesive, I will adhere my stamped sentiment to the scallop rectangle. Then add the popcorn shaker sticker. This is just so cute. Next, I adhere the piece to my pattern paper with the liquid glue. To give the card a bit more interest and dimension, I then am going to place some coordinating popcorn kernel ephemera pieces to the card with some 3M foam tape. I have always learned that using your embellishments in threes, along with popping them up with foam tape, gives it a lot more visual appeal. Next, I am going to adhere my card front to my slimline card base with some liquid adhesive. I like using liquid adhesive because it gives a stronger hold to the card and it makes the card a lot more sturdier. And there you have it. There's card number 1. For card number 2, I am taking more of the pattern paper from the collection and layering it onto a solid black piece of cardstock. I find that by layering your pattern paper onto solid base cardstock, it makes the pattern paper stand out a bit more. I'm going to do that with another coordinating piece from the collection. This polka dot paper is so cute and reminds me so much of Disney that I am pairing it with some solid red cardstock to give it a little bit more pop and interest. I do apologize that when editing this video, I lost some of the footage. However, all I did here was stamp the sentiment, "I hope your birthday is magical," that comes from the stamp set, Color My Rainbow from MFT, in both VersaFine Onyx Black ink and some Memento Ladybug ink, using my Misty tool. I then die cut a scallop circle from black cardstock, along with a stitch circle from white cardstock, sponged on some mustard seed distress ink to the center of the stitch circle, then adhered my Castle Doodle Pop sticker. I find sponging ink into your die-cut embellishments makes them pop more. I then use the coordinating stickers from the Doodle Pop around the sentiment. I am lifting up the corners of the sentiment just a bit to add the stickers underneath. Finally, I add some liquid adhesive to the card front and add it to my card base. And there you have it. Here's card number 2. For card 3, I am creating a card scene. I'm using my mini cloud stencil and some tumble glass distress oxide ink. I'm sponging on the ink to my white card panel using an ink blending tool. To create a continuous cloud background, I rotate the stencil, then slide it down the panel and sponge on more ink. By rotating the stencil, you can create a variation in the clouds and make a more interesting background. Now I am going to map my cloud background to a piece of solid black cardstock using my liquid adhesive. Here with my stitched cloud border panel that was die cut from some white cardstock using the Tailored Expressions Rolling Cloud die, I will stamp my sentiment, wishing you everything bright and happy, from the Rainbow Greeting stamp set by the Stamp Market, using some black ink and my Misty stamping tool. Then I will add some 3M foam tape to my stamp panel and adhere it to my background. With some more liquid adhesive, I now adhere my stamp panel onto my pattern card front piece. Now I will add the Sun Doodle Pop Shaker sticker to the card and adhere it to my card base. And there you have it. Here's card number 3. For my 4th and final card, I am using some cardstock strips along with the Camera Shaker Doodle Pop for the focal point of this card. The cardstock strips are cut at a 1/2 inch, and then I'm adhering them with some liquid glue onto a piece of black cardstock. I am layering them in the order as they appear on the Doodle Pop. Since these strips are at various different lengths, I then trim them with some scissors so that they can fit my card. With some liquid adhesive, I will now attach my stripe panel to my pattern paper. Next, I will add the Doodle Pop. Then with some coordinating cardstock from the collection, I will create a layered sentiment panel. I'm using some liquid adhesive to add these together. Next, I will use the Smile die from the MFT All Smile stamp set and die cut it 3 times from black cardstock. I will adhere the sentiment layers one on top of each other using some Nuvo liquid adhesive. The Nuvo adhesive has a smaller nozzle and is good for gluing small die cut pieces together. Next, I will take the coordinating stamp set along with the sentiment I love your and stamp on the sentiment onto the card panel. I'm using my Misty tool and again some VersaFine black onyx ink. Now with some liquid adhesive, I will adhere the card panel to my card base. And there you have it, card number 4. One final look at all 4 of the cards that I made using the new Doodlebug Fun in the Park collection. I used the 6x6 paper pad, several of the Shaker Doodle Pops, along with some ephemera and mini stamps and dies from my stash. Thank you all for joining me today. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.